Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you click this video, you're obviously trying to learn how to do a mid shadow fade, and my job here today is to show you. Now, it's been a while since I posted my last video, but I'm back, so hopefully you enjoy this. And the t-shirt giveaway is over with. I've already sent out the t-shirts. Some people are receiving the shirts a lot sooner than others. Just be patient, it will arrive. So starting off, we're going to use the balding clippers. You could use your trimmers if that's all you have. We're going to start the BOWLINE. So for a mid shadow fade, we're not going to be going too high but not too low. We do want a lot of room to blend because that will achieve the shadow finish that you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and finish balding them out. Always take your time when you're doing this step. You want to make sure you get every hair so it doesn't look patchy. And you know, if you don't have a good machine that, like, if you haven't set up a machine to be your actual balding machine, I recommend you do so. I recommend that you have a dedicated machine just for this step, because if you use your trimmers and you use the trimmers constantly to bald out a client, what happens is it's going to dull the blade out, and you're going to have to get them sharpened. And when you want to do lineups and stuff like that, it's not going to really they're not going to hit pretty sharp. They're going to hit more so very dull and just push the hair. It's not even going to cut it. It's a real pain. So looks like we're all done. We're going to even it out a little bit. It needs to go a little bit higher, but pretty much just barely above the ear. Barely. That's where we're going to draw the line. And if you can see, it has like a slight drop to it. Very slight. Just kind of goes with this head shape more. Now we're going to start with the number 1 guard closed. This is going to be the first step to actually fading the hair. We're going to get that. We're going to go up about an inch and, you know, go all the way around. Make sure it's all even. Go over the same areas a couple times just to ensure that every hair has been cut to the desired length. Now, that same guard, the number 1, it's going to be open, and we're going to go up higher than the previous guideline. It's going to remove a little less hair, but it's going to blend. So there we are, kind of grazing it, not applying too much pressure. And you can still kind of see in that midsection there's still a line there. At this point you could play with the lever, maybe close it up just a tad and flick at that midsection, and it'll blend out pretty good. Now you get the 1.5 guard and you leave that open. We're going to fade a little higher than we did with the 1 guard open. This is pretty much considered a short 2. It's a 1.5 guard. When the clip is closed all the way, it'll get the 1.5 length. But when the clip is open, it'll basically be a 2, but a short 2, if that makes any sense. Now, with no guards whatsoever, we're going to go ahead and pretty much flick up from the bottom up, and we're going to, you know, like I said, not apply too much pressure. We're not going to go too high either. We're just kind of this is really where the fade's going to start coming together, because we're going from a 0 to a half and to a 1. So right here, you know, you're gonna, you know, once you become more experienced with fading, you'll know exactly where you should be stopping. But I think a lot of beginners have the problem of not going up too high. And what ends up happening is it looks like a bowl cut. So don't be afraid to fade up a little higher than you're normally comfortable with, because sometimes your comfort zone is what keeps you from progressing. And anyway, now we're, no guard, halfway open. We're going to keep flicking upwards. This is going to remove a little more hair than it was when it was open completely. But you could still see that line there. So now we're going to go and completely close the clipper, and we're going to use our corners to just get rid of that line. If for some reason you have difficulty removing that bottom line, all you need to do is grab either the balding clipper or the trimmer that you use to set the initial bowl line, and you use that to fade, and that'll get rid of the bottom line for sure. You normally don't have to, but in some cases it's necessary, so just keep that tip in mind. And a lot of people are scared because right here the clipper's all the way closed. If you go up any higher, it's going to leave a bald spot. But you just got to have a nice controlled flick motion, and stuff like that won't happen. And you can't be scared to fade up. I'm telling you. You'll be stuck with bowl cuts that look like mine. Stupid. Alright. Half guard all the way open. We're now blending the midsection. This is going to put the fade together. This is more so detail work right here. All the way open. We're going up. We're really just tackling that midsection. This is going to give it that airbrushed look that everybody wants. Now, if we close that one up halfways and do the same thing, but not as high, and we're tackling the darker areas, this is what's going to complete the fade right here. After this step, if you still see that there's little dark spots, you take the half guard off. It's going to be no guard on there. It's going to be completely open, and you're going to hit the dark spots with the corners of the blade. That's like a last resort. The half guard ain't doing it, so, and it'll put together just a beautiful fade. Alright, this side's been all done. Now he does get a lineup. What I like to do for the lineup, I like to spray the hairspray and comb the little hairs down, because when you hit a lineup with the trimmers and the hairs are kind of long, what happens is the trimmer will push the hair away, or the hair will go back into place where it was, and you have to keep combing it down, and it's a hassle. So you want something that's going to grip that hair and leave it exactly where you want it to be. So the hairspray is going to do that for you. So you don't need to spray too much. You get just good coverage on those little hairs. Comb them down, let it dry just a bit, and then you hit it with the trimmers. You're going to get the perfect lineup. Unless you're cross-eyed or cockeyed, or I don't know. Then you're going to probably end up looking like he's going to have like a damn, looks like a wave or something. It's definitely not going to be a straight line. So always take your time doing these lineups. I usually start with the corner that is, because usually it's one corner's higher than the other. That's just how it is. Otherwise, it's just a perfect lineup and you don't have to do much. But usually one corner is higher than the other. I like starting on the corner that is the highest, and just not really push that back at all. Just kind of perfect that corner. Then go to the other side and just kind of try to even it out with that. Because if I start with the lower side, then what's going to happen is I might push it up more than I need to, and then the side that's already high as it is, you're just going to have to push that up higher to match it and make it look even. And then next thing you know, the guy's got a lineup past his ears. So always be careful with that. People are very picky when it comes to lineups. So, and these trimmers are awesome. They're cordless. They do the trick, you know what I mean? Andes is a good brand. I love Andes. But as far as clippers go, I definitely do like Wall. It's just, I don't know, it's a different, the guards are different lengths, but they definitely make good trimmers. They got the famous T outliners that everybody loves, and then they have these that I love. But anyway, so pretty much with these trimmers, what we're doing is kind of setting up the foundation, or just setting up kind of just the outline, and then we're going to hit it with the actual razor, as you can see. The razor is going to perfect it. It's going to leave it as close of a shave as possible, obviously, and just makes everything look nice and crisp, sharp. And pretty much that's the cut right there. This guy was going to prom. I'm pretty sure he got some action that night, because look at that cut. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you next time.